L.o.c is a dumb SCP ripoff. Now, I usually don't like to call things ripoffs because that word has been used a lot on YouTube, but if you go and watch the first L.o.c video, which is called SCP-999 Isn't Happy and Here's Why, you'll see what I mean. The guy in the video, called Viral Killer, basically goes, "Lol, L.o.c is so much better than SCP because you get paid." Which is funny, because SCP hasn't even acknowledged it, and I don't even know how he is going to pay the people who make the stories. What's even more funny is the excuses he makes trying to justify why it's so different than SCP, which is basically, these creatures aren't contained, because there's totally no uncontained SCP creatures. And I don't know what the purpose of the Foundation is. Do they just see a creature and just go, "Wow, that's weird. Okay, I got my job here is done." Well, actually, according to the guy, the purpose of the Foundation is to study or destroy L.o.cs, which always goes well when you try to destroy a creature or let a creature loose. Yeah, that's a good idea. But, also it raises the question of what if they run into a creature like 682 or 053 or any other extremely powerful creature that can't be killed. Now, I'm not against the idea of people making their own SCPs. I mean, the SCP community is pretty intimidating, and it can take a lot of work and effort to get an SCP entry in. So if you want to, you should try to make your own SCPs. But this guy, he just sounds like he made an SCP. It got rejected, and so he's like, "Fine, I'll go make my own SCP. It's gonna be much better." He straight up challenged SCP, and SCP's like, "What? Okay," and didn't even acknowledge him.